Okay, I think we've got everybody here. Without further ado, we'll get started. Thanks for joining, everyone. Welcome to our webinar titled What's in it for me? Discover your ROI for moving to the Atlassian Cloud. Up first, our agenda for today. We'll talk a little bit about who we are. Then we'll introduce Avant Systems Group, the host organization for this webinar, and what we do in the Atlassian space. After that, we'll take a look at Atlassian's Cloud First Directive and then discuss what it is about Atlassian Cloud products that generate a great ROI. And to close off, we'll touch on some of the common issues with getting your organization to the cloud and how best to navigate them. As president and CEO of Avant, I founded the Atlassian practice back in 2013. Day to day, I work very closely with our customers from the early stages of projects through project completion. I have been working with the Atlassian tools for over 8 years and earned my Atlassian certifications in both Jira Service Management and Jira Project Administration. Prior to working at Avant, I worked in large enterprise financial management roles, earning my Chartered Professional Accountant designation with a focus on business management and process improvement. I enjoy spending time with my family at our cabin and playing guitar in my spare time. Proudly headquartered in Winnipeg, Canada, Avant is an innovative information technology integration and workflow solutions company. Our team now spans coast to coast with employees in New Brunswick, Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, and BC. Our expertise stems from over 25 years of experience in software consulting and development. Our team is passionate about software, development tools, development processes, methodologies, and most importantly, we're passionate about sharing our expertise with our clients and being part of their growth and evolution. As an enterprise Atlassian solution partner, Avant has gained extensive experience working with, implementing, and supporting the Atlassian tools for a broad range of customers, varying from large enterprises to innovative startups across a wide range of industries. We are highly trained and committed to providing a full range of Atlassian support services. As mentioned, we provide a full range of support services across the full product line of Atlassian tools, including license management, application administration, migration support, managed services, custom add-on development, and training and coaching. The solution areas which we have expertise in include ITSM and asset management, facilities management, project and portfolio management, procurement, collaboration and documentation, QA and test management, enterprise service management, software development, lifecycle management, and DevOps. And lastly, before we get into our presentation today, just a quick shout out to the many of our great customers that we've had an opportunity to work with. Without these phenomenal organizations, we wouldn't be here today. So they've provided a great service for us to help. I'd like to kick things off by talking a little bit about what's going on in the Atlassian ecosystem right now regarding server products, cloud products, and what the future state will look like. At this point, we're already pretty far down the road to the end of life for Atlassian server products. As of last February, additional licenses can no longer be purchased from Atlassian, meaning if you need more users than you've already got on your Jira or Confluence instances, you'll now have to commit to a migration to cloud or data center in order to obtain more licenses. By February of next year, new marketplace apps will be ceased by Atlassian as well. And finally, on February 2nd, 2024, support for Atlassian server products will be discontinued completely. That's not to say that your server instances will quit working at that point, but should anything go wrong with them after that date, Atlassian support services will be unavailable and future security exploits won't be patched. A big driver for why Atlassian is moving in the direction of cloud is due to the many evolving market pressures, whether it's external factors like increased competition, higher user expectations, and the growing threat of a data breach, or internal factors like trying to be more agile while having to maintain your on-prem infrastructure. The number of challenges and initiatives your organization is juggling can start to become overwhelming. It's no wonder Atlassian is seeing top-down initiatives to undergo digital transformations to modernize and consolidate tech stacks en masse. We've been seeing a sizable investment in Atlassian Cloud products and support infrastructure over the past few years. With Atlassian Cloud, your teams are better equipped to work wherever they want or need to be by having access to their projects wherever they are. We're seeing a large degree of investment on Atlassian's part to make sure their mobile apps are working with one-to-one capability with their cloud desktop products. Of course, there are Atlassian apps that work with server instances as well, but development on these have largely ceased in tandem with the notion that server products are reaching end of life. On cloud, there's a full team working to stay in sync with web-based equivalents for a consistent experience no matter what device you're using. At the platform level, the cloud mobile apps don't require you to use VPN, which makes it easier for your teams to stay connected while maintaining the right level of security. So let's think realistically about how something like mobile apps could impact your team's productivity. Think about the number of times you've received a text or email, and had you been able to effectively handle the item versus waiting to get to your computer, how much more effective you could have been. Even if this only saves the average users 10 minutes per day, this would amount to roughly $1 million a month for an organization of 5,000 users. The real value is providing users the ability to move work forward when it needs to be moved forward, and in the way that works best for the user's work, home, or commuting environments. Now let's talk about making a move to cloud products and what that might mean in terms of a return. So you've gone through the exercise of evaluating your on-prem products and the functionality you're using, gone through a migration, and now you're in the cloud. What's actually better about the state compared to the solution you had employed maybe perhaps for many years? For starters, you'll be able to reallocate infrastructure spend and admin overhead to elevate the impact of your IT teams, reorienting the time spent on upgrades and other time-intensive tasks to more strategic efforts to drive the business forward. Atlassian surveyed 500 software development and IT professionals about their roles, and 73% of software development teams spend between 10% and 50% of their time on updates and upgrades to their self-hosted software. Beyond the hard cost savings you'll see from offloading tasks, like hardware server maintenance, there are a number of ways the Atlassian Cloud products can accelerate team productivity and win back valuable time for users and admins alike. Saving a few minutes here and there may not look like much at first glance, but if you consider saving this time on a daily basis at scale, you'll start to see how significant an impact it has on our ROI. Imagine a few minutes a day, every day, all week, all the numbers of employees typically keeping your infrastructure running. And last but certainly not least, security and compliance are foundational elements of the Atlassian Cloud. So you can better mitigate risk and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with automatic security updates in your instances. Let's look at how these benefits in some greater detail. I'll start with how cloud can elevate the impact of your IT departments. Here's an example of the many things IT departments tend to do on their own on-prem setup versus what Atlassian would take ownership of in the cloud. With cloud products, Atlassian takes ownership of all of these activities, meaning you never have to worry about out-of-date servers causing security concerns or capacity constraints to fix your workload. Instead, you can elevate the impact of your IT teams so they can focus on things like strengthening core business capabilities, engaging in more proactive and strategic security initiatives, or focusing more energy to a key value area of your business like customer service. Now that we've talked about some of the immediate benefits you see when you're able to offboard infrastructure and admin overhead to Atlassian, let's look more closely at some of the returns on investment that may not be immediately apparent. The ways Atlassian Cloud products accelerate productivity for your teams and admins. Many Atlassian customers are prioritizing initiatives to digitally improve their business so they can increase agility and the velocity of innovation. Because they're built on one platform, teams moving from server or data center will find it easier and faster to get work done with features that accelerate productivity. These productivity gains come in the form of connecting people and knowledge with better collaboration, enabling smarter decision-making and data and insights, modernizing your workflows with automation, and future-proofing your tools with extensibility. Let's look at how some of these things happen. By far, the most popular cloud-only feature is roadmaps. Using it, users find it much more helpful to ditch the manual spreadsheets and ancillary tools to keep everyone in sync. Atlassian also just launched new in-cloud team-level roadmaps, in-team managed and company managed projects to get everyone in sync via quick and easy planning, communications, and dependency management practices across your organization. Epics are expandable so you can see issues laddering up to the epic and how they're going. You can also understand your team's progress at a glance so that you can pivot quickly as needed. You can also visualize critical dependencies between epics and stay ahead of blockers before they become an issue. Within Confluence, you can use the new roadmap macro, so there's no longer a need to manually copying and pasting. Your Confluence page is updated in real time. I also want to call out some of the ways Atlassian is driving more innovation when it comes to collaboration. A great example of this is the exciting new take on cross-functional status reporting, Atlassian Atlas, formerly Team Central. Atlas provides organizations a common language and central home to aggregate and organize their people, processes, and tools. You can think of it this way. If Jira is an issue tracking tool that helps you see what your team is working on, all the way down to the nitty-gritty details, in contrast, Atlas enables collaboration between teams, giving other teams and stakeholders a high-level summary view of how your projects or goals are tracking. In addition to serving as a single source of truth for every project, Atlas includes the following capabilities. Your feed gives an up-to-date snapshot of what's happening with weekly updates. You can see projects contributed to shared goals and results. You can use tags to categorize projects and goals and follow them to create personalized feeds. And the simple yet powerful search enables no-code reporting. You can save and share. Today's status reports are more work and time than they're worth, and Atlas is aiming to change that. Teams and leaders want to improve their outcomes, but often don't know where to start. You're probably sitting on a mountain of data, but you don't know how to take advantage of it in a way that's both effective and convenient. Atlassian has found a way to unlock this valuable data, provide actionable insights on it, and turn it into a competitive advantage without having to leave the product. Atlassian's current set of in-product dashboards and contextual insights do a good job of meeting the needs of individual teams. However, as customers have started to standardize Atlassian products across the organizations, their needs have evolved. They need to perform more advanced analysis, combining data across multiple products, instances, or using custom metrics and calculations. To meet this need, you can take advantage of a new set of custom analytics capabilities built natively inside Atlassian that will speed decision-making at all levels, particularly for complex use cases where you need to blend data across multiple teams or multiple Atlassian products. And to help you get near real-time insights, Atlassian has built this custom analysis layer over a fully modeled data lake, an investment that started with Jira, but now includes Jira Service Management, Confluence, and eventually all Atlassian Cloud product data. For data analysts who need the flexibility to build executive-level reports in their BI tool of choice, Atlassian is planning to ship standardized connectors to make it easy to export the fully modeled lake data directly into your BI tool of choice or data infrastructure. Move quickly with less context switching. The main thing to look at here from a productivity standpoint is the ability to speed up decision-making at all levels. This is why Atlassian added insights into Jira Software's board and backlog to provide better access to data at the right time so teams can stay focused on the task at hand without constantly needing to context switch to get the answers they need. The sprint commitment insight helps teams plan the right amount of work so they can predictably deliver on commitments. This insight monitors a sprint's workload based on the performance of the past 5 sprints and tracks whether the team is over or under committing based on the recommended target. The sprint progress insight shows how the current sprint is pacing towards your goal. With this insight, teams can see the percentage of work by status, such as percentage of work that is done, in progress, or needs to be started. This can help teams review progress during the team stand-up and stay on track. One example shared by Atlassian customers is the value that this provides when pulling data for quarterly reviews. Typically, this process is arduous, time-consuming, and prone to inconsistencies when pulling from multiple sources. So think about the time you could save by making this a more streamlined process. While adding a few seconds here and there when jumping between apps may seem like not that much, consider the flow of work when you're able to exercise things like insights in product. Even if we take the conservative stance that this would save the average user 5 meaningful minutes of work per day, and you have a user count of 25,000 users who use Atlassian tools on a daily basis at an average salary of about $100,000 US, having that time back to increase their productivity would result in nearly 2.5 million of value each month alone. Of course, the math isn't quite that simple, but the fact remains that when you think about the productivity of a large group of users, you can begin to see how valuable their time is to your bottom line. Staying competitive means using your valuable resources strategically. However, admins and users are often hampered by mundane and repetitive tasks or broken workflows that lack context and continuity. Automation is seamlessly embedded within Jira, which means you don't need to spend extra time buying, installing, and administering add-ons, creating or maintaining custom scripts like you do on server. You can scale fast and efficiently by automating repetitive manual work and processes across multiple projects without writing a single line of code. In fact, when Atlassian surveyed admins, 76% said that automation for Jira saves them more than 6 hours per month. Going further, 11% of those surveys said that automation saves their end users more than 51 hours a month. And that's not just the time saved by automating the tasks themselves. Atlassian has also made it extremely simple to get started with the Jira template library, populated with tons of preset rules that you can pull from. Just drag and drop, if this, then that, rules together to automate your work, solving literally endless use cases without adding any complexity. Whether it's auto-closing issues, keeping your epics and stories in sync, or automating your entire release process, including pull requests and merge requests with Jira, Bitbucket, GitHub, and Slack. It only takes a few clicks now. Many organizations have adopted tools that are only serve a limited set of use cases, are difficult to customize, or don't play nice with other tools, resulting in a tool set that doesn't meet the evolving needs of your business. Fortunately, you can solve for a variety of use cases today or in the future without adding yet another tool to your arsenal. Atlassian Cloud products work really well together and also give your teams the freedom to add, integrate, and build new functionality as you need it. You want your tools to work better with your Atlassian products. A key investment that Atlassian has made is to make it easier for your teams to use Atlassian Cloud products with other SaaS tools. A great example is the Slack integration with Jira software. Through these partnerships with leading SaaS vendors, Atlassian is bringing you all of your mission-critical products together so you can streamline and drive more efficiency across teams. You also want your Atlassian products to work really well together. That's why Atlassian has enhanced their experience between all Atlassian Cloud products. You'll notice the added capabilities such as DevOps triggers that create a more seamless connection between the products, something that isn't available in Atlassian's self-managed offerings. These native integrations allow teams to modernize their workflows and build better, stronger DevOps, IT, and collaboration frameworks. Now I'll talk a little bit more about the integrations I just mentioned. For example, through Atlassian's strategic partnership with Slack, it's easier now for your teams to stay connected throughout the software development lifecycle. Losing a ticket in channel noise is a thing of the past. Instead of scanning multiple channels to find a ticket, you can add it directly into your channel or message, making it easier for your teams to stay on top of issues before rolling out code to your customers. Organizations have seen big improvements using the Slack integration. In fact, in a research report with 451 groups using this integration, 2/3 of those surveyed recovered at least 6 hours a week by streamlining manual tasks and consolidating notifications. Here's how it works. Previously, a team member would have to go back through the Slack channel for any bugs that were mentioned and copy and paste parts of the conversation into Jira issues. Really inefficient. But with our new Jira Slack integration, creating an issue in Jira is a click away, right from inside the Slack channel itself. The integration even pre-populates the description of the summary with the contextual details that it picks up from the Slack conversation. Team members can then make any last-minute edits that they need to. Click to save. Moving beyond increasing your team's productivity, I want to talk a little bit about the benefit of security and compliance on Atlassian's trusted cloud platform. Within the shared responsibility model, Atlassian is responsible for securing the service provided and the systems they run on, allowing your security team to focus on thoughtful and strategic security initiatives for your organization. Rather than reactively worrying about security threats, building their own protections, implementing patches, and other service type work, your security teams can focus on more proactive planned work that is forward thinking, such as preventative org-wide security initiatives that can transform the organization and stay ahead. But more importantly, Atlassian is confident that the dedication and resources they've put towards ensuring security and compliance for the cloud platform outweighs that of any customer when it comes to their Atlassian products specifically. Atlassian has come a long way with their investments in trust. Security is #1 priority over feature development. Atlassian strongly believes that having well-architected services across cloud products will be a strategic advantage. This has been well received by many of their existing regulated and large enterprise customers today. Atlassian follows a three-pronged approach to cloud trust and security. #1, security and data privacy is built into the Atlassian Cloud platform and architecture. They've built security inside the foundation of Atlassian products so you don't have to. #2, there's robust security policies and practices in place. It's not just what Atlassian builds, but also how they operate. And #3, Atlassian has created security features to help customers protect their data further, provided to empower you. And keep in mind, everything Atlassian does in this three-pronged approach also feeds into how your compliance requirements are met. This is Atlassian's Chief Trust Officers organization, with over 200 employees and teams dedicated to security, risk and compliance, trust engineering, trust culture and training, security intelligence, product security, red team, and trust engagement. This team focuses on securing the platform and building policies and programs for the organization, the first two prongs of the three-pronged approach. In addition to Atlassian's trust team, there's also a product R&D team dedicated to building features for Atlassian customers to leverage in the shared responsibility model. Atlassian feels confident that these resources and investments in maintaining the highest level of security for Atlassian products is unparalleled. Do you think you could say your organization puts this much attention into protecting your Atlassian tools? And the added benefit of this ability to shift your own resources onto more proactive value-add security initiatives. Instead of spending time worrying about what you haven't considered and building up protection, your team can place that trust in cloud, just as a majority of IT professionals have, to better and more cost efficiently protect data for your organization. So now that we have an idea about what makes Atlassian Cloud an attractive endeavor for your organization, let's look at what happens in a cloud migration and how Atlassian is helping to ease the transition between server and cloud environments. Firstly, cloud loyalty discounts. To ease the transition to cloud, Atlassian offers existing server and data center customers multi-year discounts on their subscription prices if they migrate with 1,001 plus users. Here's an example of how the cloud loyalty discount works. Let's say you previously purchased a Jira Software server license, the 2,000 user tier, and Confluence server license at the 5,000 user tier, and you would like to migrate from server to cloud. You decide to purchase an annual Jira Software Cloud subscription and an annual Confluence Cloud subscription on June 30th, 2022. Since you purchased your cloud subscriptions before July 1st, 2022, you are eligible for a 40% discount on Jira Software Cloud, but no discount on Confluence, and it is less than 1,001 users. If you renew your product, sorry, folks, just go back here 1 second. If you renew your product on June 30th, 2023 for a second year, you are then eligible for an additional 20% discount on Jira software. Again, no discount applies for Confluence. 3-year contracts are available for migrating customers who buy DC or cloud with the 5,000 plus user tier. For these customers, they do get a flat discount off the list price for 3 years. Atlassian also offers all active server and data center customers a free cloud migration trial. It lasts for the remaining duration of your existing on-prem license and gives many customers the ability to explore cloud and compare additions. Many non-enterprise customers also use the free cloud migration trial to test and run the production migration. We all know that cloud migrations for enterprise customers often take multiple months, and the prospect of paying for both server and DC and cloud during the migration period could put a strain on your IT budgets. Don't worry though. Atlassian offers existing server or data center customers who purchase at least 1,001 cloud paid seats a free renewal for 1 year on the current deployment. This gives you 1 year without double paying to complete the migration. If you're coming from server or even migrating to data center, Atlassian Cloud is a very different product in a lot of ways. For example, the way your products is accessed is via base URL. Confluence Cloud has a feature called read-only mode, which allows access without editing to minimize user interruption during updates. Many of the macros and scripting options that are available on server don't exist in the cloud. So if you're relying on certain functionality of that regard right now, it might be best to seek out a solution partner to seek an alternative approach. Jira system administration roles are also significantly different, with a lot of those tasks being moved to Atlassian's responsibility, as we've discussed previously today. There are also some differences on the way your products are built. Cloud is purchasable as a monthly or annual subscription. Depending on how many users you have, it may make more financial sense to choose one way or the other. Premium enterprise versions of Jira and Confluence Cloud can support up to 20,000 users as well. And if your projects are approved by the open source initiative, Atlassian Cloud products are completely free. The final thing to note here is that cloud migrations do often take some time, and it requires a significant amount of upfront planning to avoid issues for your organization. When it comes time to make your move from a server to cloud environment, there are a number of things that need to be considered. Most notably, if you're looking to keep the data usable from your server environment in the cloud, you need to ensure that there's an equivalent place in the cloud for that data to reside. When Avant does cloud migrations, we undertake a significant assessment and planning phase to root out these kinds of things and enter them into a test environment to make sure your products, apps, and configurations will operate as expected. Once any issues are resolved in testing, we'll then operate our migration runbook to run your organization in the cloud. This graph is an example, but it's fair to say that more than half the time spent on a typical migration will be spent on the assessment, planning, and testing phase to be sure our clients are content with the end result. One of the big questions we get asked is, how long does a cloud migration take? It can be difficult to provide a straight answer up front because of a number of factors that may add complexity into a migration effort. We usually tell our clients that no two cloud migrations are ever the same, and this is a big part of the reason why. These factors, which taken together, make up something that we call data shape. Data shape, as it says, is a representation of the overall complexity of your organization's data and often determines how long a migration will take. A low complexity migration could be completed in anywhere from 1 to 6 months, while higher complexity organizations can take up to 2 years for a successful migration. We're proud to say that Avant has worked through some of the largest successful cloud migrations to date, which we've completed in just this past year. So how would an organization get started moving to the cloud? Apart from the most simple cloud migrations, where there are small numbers of users, no add-ons or custom configurations, Atlassian recommends seeking out a solution partner to assist. Solution partners are advocates and experts on all things Atlassian, with specialized training and expertise in implementing Atlassian products. Avant Systems Group is a gold enterprise solution partner with Atlassian, and we've recently obtained our cloud specialization, a credential that Atlassian awards to partners who have demonstrated exceptional expertise and service specific to the Atlassian Cloud implementations and migrations. We're one of just a handful of companies around the world who have achieved this. So if you're looking to move your organization to the cloud, I'm proud to say that you'd be in very good hands with us, and we'd love to help. And thank you for joining us today. We're grateful for all those that attended. And if anyone is interested in speaking to us, please feel free to reach out either directly by phone or contact us by email. Have a great day.